In port management, what happens beneath the waves shapes everything above. Rising tides challenge ships, making navigation under bridges increasingly difficult. Below the surface, sediment buildup complicates passageways. And in between, marine life must adapt to a more crowded, bustling ecosystem. Navigating these risks requires real-time visibility, something that's been hard to achieve until now. Data from the ocean floor to the surface has often been incomplete and unreliable. But with this breakthrough approach, data flows seamlessly from underwater sensors to a real-time digital twin, offering a clear picture of ocean conditions. This innovative solution was demonstrated by IBM and Verizon during the BlueTide event in Newport, Rhode Island. Hosted by 401 TechBridge, BlueTide showcased cutting-edge technologies for industries operating in and around the ocean, both commercial and defense. Throughout the day, autonomous vehicles navigated the harbor, collecting and transmitting underwater data in real time.
Today is about showcasing what startups can do. I mean, there's startups from all over the world who are AUVs and UUVs and crawlers and bots. There's software companies creating live digital twins of data coming from the bay. Those are really cool use cases for today about harnessing the power of data at this demo day for 401 TechBridge. IBM and Verizon see ways to scale that in terms of use cases like ports, smart ports, transportation and mobility. How can we work together in our strategic partnership that we've had for decades to harness this kind of data on a platform through Verizon's network and create new insights for port security, which is national security?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen, what we saw just a few years ago with all the supply chain disruptions. Ports were totally jammed. There were freighters just sitting in the ocean. People couldn't get products. And, we want to avoid that in the future. How can we use 5G? How can we use IBM's intelligence AI platforms to really make ports more efficient, allow them to anticipate some of those challenges and make real-time decisions? And that's where our network comes into play, because that data is absolutely real-time. Our 5G network is extremely fast, extremely low latency, so we can make critical decisions and allow port operators to have the intelligence they need to make critical choices in the moment.
As Blue IQ's CTO explains, this is how the solution comes to life.
We collaborated with IBM. IBM used our APIs on the sensor to pull not just raw data, but process data, things like our AI detections. Part of the key to making acoustic sensing ubiquitous, persistent, autonomous is by doing as much as you can on the edge and sending smaller bits of actionable intelligence to the cloud, where that data can be fused with other sensors. So for today, for example, we had our 5 sensor streams being collected through the AWS app and that IBM wrote, and then that data was getting disseminated to some of our partners for higher level AI, data fusion, and analytics. So we're multi-use technology, so we can be used for both applications to protect biodiversity, but also port and harbor security, and for environmental applications like monitoring port and harbor noise, anthropogenic noise. So we kind of hit, if you're a port or a harbor, you're concerned about all those different things. How do you monitor marine mammal in your area to prevent vessel strikes? How do you secure your harbor? How do you prevent, intrusions from unwanted underwater vehicles or surface vehicles? And how do you monitor, all those ships and their berths? How do you monitor the environmental noise? And how do you do that in a way that's, affordable, low cost, and persistent and autonomous? And those are all the types of things that we're tackling with our technology.
As data streamed in, vendors used it to create dynamic digital twins of the ocean environment. These models, enhanced by generative AI, brought real-time 3D visualizations to life, transforming data into actionable insights.